Hey guys, and welcome back to the vlog. For today, I wanted to talk about something that I thought most of you guys would be able to relate to. I think that all of you guys at some point in time would have heard either someone say this to you or you said this to someone. So I think it's quite interesting because I play with a lot of people and I hear this statement being said all the time, and I don't know if people really understand what it means. So let's kind of talk about that today. Alright guys, so today what I want to talk about is this statement that I hear all the time, and it's the statement, "You were too fast." So I think a lot of people say that all the time. Somebody hits a bad shot and they go, "You hit that too fast, you were too fast in that swing." So one of the things that I wanted to maybe even get your opinion is what it really means when people say you are too fast. Like, do they actually mean that you swung like, I don't know, 1 second faster than you normally do? Like your swing speed, your tempo, was it faster on that shot? What do they actually mean? I think one of the things that it's a misconception is that people think that when people look fast, I think one of the things that actually happens is they're not psychologically ready to hit the shot. So what I mean by this is, for instance, if you rush your pre-shot routine, or if you just don't go through your whole pre-shot routine and you just rush your shot, chances are you look like you are going faster. And I think this is one of the most common reasons why people say you were too fast, and I don't know if people realize this. So you might not actually be swinging faster, but what you actually did was you actually just went through everything faster. And there could be several reasons why this happens. I think number one, obviously, if you have a hole where you're not very confident in, or you see hazards, you see OBs, it's a narrow hole, you're just not comfortable with a shot, these are all reasons that it's going to make you go faster, because you are just basically trying to get over the shot. So I think this is one of the most common reasons why people go faster. And they might, as I said, they might not be actually swinging it faster. So a lot of times I see this happen, and people are just kind of going up to the ball, don't really know what club they were supposed to hit, what distance it is, and they just go up and try to hit it as fast as possible just because they're trying to get over the shot. Other than that, I think another reason why could be outside factors. So for instance, maybe your flight's a little bit slow, you see people on the tee box and you just start rushing. So like I said, I think it's not actually the swing. If you think about it, a swing itself is a couple of seconds. If anything, like 1 millisecond, you're not going to be able to notice that in a swing. What you notice is people acting faster, people going through their routine faster, people just in general looking more anxious. So I think that not many people realize this, and what they try to do then is they try to slow down their swing. Yes, in some situations you might be actually swinging it faster, and slowing down your swing might help, but in general I feel like if you mess with your tempo in the middle of your golf game, it's also not going to help. So that leads to the other thing, which is what a lot of people talk about, which is tempo. So I think tempo is something that's very personal. Everybody actually has their own tempo. So you might see someone like Invi Park and they swing very slow, and you might be thinking, oh, I want to swing like that because she's so good. Yeah, that might be true, but Invi Park also spent lots of hours to perfect that tempo, and you don't necessarily need to swing it to her tempo, because I feel like everybody has their own tempo. I feel like generally a person who is faster in their life is going to have a faster swing tempo, and people who are just slower moving people are going to have slower swing tempos. Like I usually see that it's also personality based. So if you're somebody that's fast and you try to slow down your swing tempo, it might work and you might swing better, but I think it's going to take a lot of practice, because your tempo is something that you need for it to be consistent. And you don't want to be having to think about, okay, slowing down your tempo, speeding up your tempo and things like that on the golf course. It should be something that comes naturally. So obviously that comes with practice as well, but tempo is another thing that I want to talk about later on. But what I wanted to say today is with regards to the whole statement of like swinging it too fast. I think it all really boils down to not actually the swing, but the pre-shot routine. Because as I said just now, it might, even if your swing goes a millisecond faster or even 1 second faster, do you really think that you can notice that? Or do you think that you can notice somebody else's swing going faster? Because the swing is like an accumulation of so many parts, and it's just one moving factor, like one moving thing. So for you to see 1 second difference, I think would be quite impressive. but also I just don't really think you would notice that kind of things. What you notice is more of the person going faster in general. So that's why I would think that pre-shot routine is actually more important. Something that you want to pay attention to is not trying to slow down or speed up your tempo. Most of the time it's slowing down, because most of the time people say you're too fast. I rarely hear people say you are too slow. But yeah, I think if you have a consistent pre-shot routine, that will also help your tempo, because when you go through your whole pre-shot routine, when you're making sure that you have every checkpoint, which is things that you go through in a pre-shot routine, you are then able to execute your shot knowing that you've already checked off those checkpoints and it's just time to hit. So then your body can naturally just go through its natural tempo, natural rhythm, and you don't have to force it. And you know, when you go through that as well, you can, when you're going through your pre-shot routine, you can also forget about the other things, such as people staring at you, people waiting for you, things like that. So a pre-shot routine is very, very important, and I don't know if people understand how important it is, because it is really what gets you ready for your shot. So if you don't have a pre-shot routine, if you don't have a consistent pre-shot routine, I think that is when you'll see a lot of like changes in people's tempo, and people might go faster or slower based on that. So if you don't think that your pre-shot routine is a problem and you actually have a swing tempo problem, what you need to do then is practice a lot more, but also some things that I think can help. So this is more commonly used for putting, but I think it's called a metronome. You know, the thing that goes like tick, 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 tick. So there's an app that you can download, and wow, that was very fun. Like that tick tick. Okay. There's an app that you can download. Usually, I know if you're using an iPhone or if you're using a Samsung, I'm sure there's a app that you can download on there. I know there's one for the iPhone, and it's just the sound. So that's something that you can work with. So you can even put headphones on when you're practicing. Obviously, you don't want to be playing it out loud on the driving range or on the putting green, because it can be quite embarrassing. You don't want other people to be hearing that. But you can set that to your own tempo and your own rhythm, and that's something that you can practice with to improve your tempo. If you don't want to use something like an app, you can also just count in your head. It's something like, you know, when you take your backswing, just go like 1, 2, 3, hit. Something like that. I mean, obviously it depends on how fast or how slow you are. It doesn't have to be 3 seconds. But like I said, everybody has their own natural swing tempo. So I think it's going to take practice, but it's something that you need to work on and you need to find out by yourself. So I just wanted to make this little video because I see a lot of people, I mean, I just think that that comment is being made all the time, and I don't know if people actually know what they mean when they say that. And like I said, yes, it could be that you are swinging faster on certain instances, but I think it's also because you weren't going through your pre-shot routine, or you just weren't ready for that shot. So I think it's one factor leading to another. So work on your pre-shot routine, work on your tempo, and the only way to do that is practice, and proper practice. So I hope, if you guys have heard this saying, or if you guys have said this before, or actually if you guys have never heard anyone say this before, I'll be more impressed. So comment down below what you think if people are actually swinging faster, if you think it's a pre-shot routine thing like what I think, or you know, if you completely agree or disagree with me. I'm always looking forward to seeing you guys' comments and interacting with you guys. So yeah, if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and turn on the notification bell so that you don't miss an episode of Golf 5th Gen.